Hey there nation, welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and we are back on another episode of Hobbyside, and on this video we're going to be showcasing our Tzeentch Legion of Chaos army that we use for our Warhammer Fantasy Battle reports on our channel, The Golden Age. So as you can see here, we have a huge horde of Tzeentch aligned Chaos Legion here. And actually, this is around, I think, 4,500 points, I think, if we were to add it all up together. And so because of that, we have a lot of options when it comes to our Chaos Legion Tzeentch army. In fact, of all the Chaos Legions that we have, this one has the most different options that you can choose from it. Now, if you guys have watched our video progress over the years, you guys have seen bits and pieces of this army being painted up over time. A lot of this army actually came from our Tzeentch Archknights army that we created for our channel for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, back when we used to make Age of Sigmar content. That's where a lot of it came from. And then we decided just to combine what we created for the Tzeentch Archknights with our Chaos Warrior army that we already had for our channel. And then we, of course, slowly over time broke up that Chaos United army and made into 4 Legions of Chaos army, each one dedicated to a different Chaos god. So this one is dedicated to Tzeentch, to the Chaos god of magic. And we're going to talk about each of these units. We're going to talk about exactly where we got them from and pretty much how the design concept was for this army for the most part. So this one's going to be kind of similar to the Hobbyside showcase where we showed our Chaos Warriors of Chaos army a couple of years ago. But that video is now obsolete, and the reason why is because we have broken that army apart into the different Chaos factions. And so now, this is what we have left for Tzeentch. So let's go and talk about that real quick. So first of all, let's go and talk about what exactly makes up this army. So first of all, over here in the unit here, this is our unit called the Stormlords, is what it's called. It is a honking huge unit of 38 Chaos Warriors, marked as Tzeentch, with different halberds and shields located inside. As you see, we have a combination of different types of miniatures in this one. The Chaos Warriors armed with the halberds as well as the shield. Those are actually from an old board game that Milton Bradley and Games Workshop made together called Battlemaster, is what that game was actually called. And that's what the Chaos Warriors look like. So I managed to get 2 boxes of that old game system, so that's where a bulk of these warriors came from. I also have the old Accold Hellbrass from the 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, as well as some Chaos Sorcerers and Chaos Warriors from different Chaos factions. And I kind of painted them all together like the sky blue color to make up the Legion of Chaos, this unit of Halberdiers. This unit is known as the Stormlords. That's what we call it. It is an unstoppable freight train of destruction just because they have rate bonuses, a lot of attacks. It's just super deadly as well. Over on the left-hand side, of course, we have our Dunwich Horrors, which is a unit of pink horrors as well as some blue horrors. So originally when we used to play a Warhammer Fantasy Battle, the pink horrors, they didn't have blue and brimstone horrors like this. That didn't come until later with the Age of Sigmar. Originally when these guys died, they could cause some additional wounds before they died into your enemy units. But back during the 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battle, that's originally how pink horrors worked. For every pink horror, you had to buy 2 blue horrors, so because when a pink horror died, they transformed into 2 weaker blue horrors. And then once you killed those, then, that was the end of it. But then Warhammer Age of Sigmar decided to go back with that old rule set, so they created a box set for blue horrors as well as brimstone horrors. As you see, that's where we got those guys from. And that's what we use for this unit as well. Now this guy here in the middle, if you're wondering what that is the old school 4th edition Lord of Change miniature. As you can see, much different scale for their greater demons than they are today. They're much bigger today if they're greater demons, but this is originally what size the scale originally was. Now, if you're wondering why this miniature looks a little bit different, it's because I kind of painted to make this like really bright garish color look for it. Pretty happy with the way that it came out as well. Alright, let's go over to the right-hand side. On the right-hand side here, this unit here is known as the Second Sons. This is a unit of 10 Chaos Knights, marked as Tzeentch. And these guys are actually from the 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battle Chaos Knights. That box set was really, really awesome. Made these guys look really, really robust and look really dangerous as well. Now, if you're wondering why they're all painted different colors, this is for 2 reasons. One, this is a Tzeentch army, so Chaos Tzeentch units armies are very colorful. And secondly, it's to represent the fact that these guys are maybe knights from the Empire or knights from Bretonia who basically have sold their souls to the Chaos gods and became Chaos Knights. And of course, whenever you get knights from Bretonnia or knights from the Empire, they wear their heraldry and the colors of their houses or their families or whatever lords they serve. So they're supposed to represent that these guys are called the Second Sons. They're supposed to be like a unit of second-born sons who felt cheated by their families and joined the ruinous powers, and they took their house colors with them when they formed this unit. So that's why we got like a yellow knight and a purple knight, a red knight, and all that kind of stuff. Very, very colorful unit. Just looks really, really awesome as well. Performs pretty good on the battlefield as well. Now over here on the right-hand side, of course, we have our demons. We got these guys primarily for our Chaos, for our Tzeentch Arcanite army back when we did Warhammer Age of Sigmar. We got 2 units of Screamers, 3 each. This is the unit known as the Colors Out of Space and the Hunters of the Dark. And they're named after H.P. Lovecraft short stories. Same thing with this monster here. This is our Mutolith Vortex Beast proxy. This is called a Goroloth. It's made by Reaper Mini. It's a 3D printer resin creature. I think it's supposed to be some kind of sea monster type of creature. But as you can see, what we ended up doing with this thing is that we just put it on a base and then we just put a flight stand on its stomach. Just drilled a hole real quick with a miniature drill. Made it look like it was floating around because this looks something like, you know, mutated and chaosy and all kinds of craziness. Right? I mean, it's got tentacles and multiple eyes and things. Very Lovecraftian creature. So it's called the Goroloth is what it's called. And the reason why we use this miniature for Mutolith Vortex Beast is because the Mutolith Vortex Beast costs about $90 by Games Workshop, that box set does. Whereas this guy costs, what, $7? At your local hobby, my local gaming my gaming store. So, you know, my name is Commander Cheapskate. So if it's a choice between spending $7 for a creature that looks similar and could do the same thing, or paying $90 for something, I'm gonna go with the $7 option. And there's not much rocket science involved with that one. So yeah, that is our Mutolith Vortex Beast called the Shadow over Innsmouth. That's what we call that one. Very, very cool as well. Up here in the front, this is Skeksis of Dark Crystal. This is a Chaos Champion mounted on a disc of Tzeentch. Now, if you're wondering why is a disc on a base and not on the flight stand, it's just because I tried multiple times to drill this miniature's bottom in order to put the flight stand on there, and it's just a major pain to get it done every single time. And the reason why is because this miniature is made out of pewter. Something breaks, something doesn't work right, so I decided to forget it and just kind of mounted it on a base. And just put the representative just kind of hovering over. Now, the reason why is because this guy is made out of pewter. This is a 4th edition miniature from Warhammer Fantasy Battle. And as you can probably guess why I call it Skeksis of Dark Crystal. Anybody who's a fan of the Jim Henson movie, Dark Crystal, knows what a Skeksis is. Those little bird-like creatures are the monsters and the bad guys in that film. That's what I based them off of. So Skeksis of Dark Crystal. We got a unit of 10 Brimstone Horrors, which we can run these guys as a couple things. We can run them as Flamers. We can run them as Chaos Warhounds, where the case may be. And we also have 3 Chaos Spawn. This guy actually is an amalgamation of different kits and stuff from the Chaos Spawn box set, as well as some spare bits and bobs of different, you know, monsters and things like that I attached to it. This is also the same thing. This is actually a gorilla. I think it's called Ape X, I think his name is, from Reaper Mini. It costs like $3. Chopped off his hand, added some Gore Beast chariot arms to him, a Chaos Spawn head with the rune of Khorne to make it look like he's a warrior got mutated. Pretty cool. Now this guy here is our Galrausch proxy that we use. This is a Chaos Dragon from the 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battle. That's what this guy is. And so the reason why we have this miniature is because I decided to use this guy as Galrausch because it looks kind of like it. That's why he's split in 2. One half is blue. The other half is red, to be the very first Chaos Dragon. It looks like a dragon that got split in 2, with purple in the middle to blend the colors together. Now, this miniature is actually from Games Workshop. It's an old 4th edition Ingram Van Horstman miniature. There used to be a Chaos special character named Ingram Van Horstman, who was a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch, who was mounted on a Chaos Dragon. And I was able to get this dragon kit, years ago. I was able to get this kit to kind of put this guy together as well. And so because I bought this by itself, the wings are actually from 2 different dragons. I'm not sure which was which was original, but I had a spare dragon wing, and that's when I went to create this guy right here. These 2 guys back here are 2 Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch. Now these are from Reaper Mini as well. I believe they're called Giant Worms, I believe is what they're called. You know, very Tremor looking type creatures. $3 a piece at your local gaming workshop, at your local game store. And all I did is add some green stuff to the outside, attach some like weird looking spines and claws and things like that from a Chaos Spawn box that I bought a long time ago. So these guys are my Exalted Flamers. Inky and Blinky. Look kind of cool. So those guys are. Now this one here is our Egran Van Horstman miniature that we use for our Chaos Army. And the reason why is because this dragon miniature is beast. It's actually not a miniature at all. This two-headed dragon is actually an action figure. It's from a line of action figures made by Todd McFarlane. I believe they're just called Dragons, I believe is what they're called. So it's a action figure from the Todd McFarlane line. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this miniature right here, because I took this action figure, I spray painted it black, and then I painted it up to look like a golden two-headed Chaos Dragon, because this thing just looks fantastic to use as a Chaos Lord's Chaos Dragon. The reason why I'm probably getting a lot of hate from that is because I think Todd McFarlane action figures are collectible, I believe, and I'm not sure how much this guy is worth, you know, unpainted like I did, but well, I bought it a long time ago, back when I guess before it was a collectible. Bought it at my local Spencer's gifts at the local mall, and I bought him to use as a mount for my Chaos Lord. And the Chaos Lord, of course, is the 4th edition Egran Van Horstman miniature from 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy Battle. So yeah, that looks really, really cool. Really happy with the way that miniature came out. And then back here, we have Lord Tremendous. That's what I call this guy. Now, if you're wondering why I call this guy Lord Tremendous, I name him Lord Tremendous after the old battle reports from Lord Tremendous. He was a YouTuber who's made a bunch, I think over like 200 something odd battle reports for Warhammer Fantasy Battle. In fact, he was the guy that inspired me to start making battle reports and to actually start my own YouTube channel, in fact. Unfortunately, he stopped making videos for Warhammer Fantasy Battle after the end times happened, and he then switched over to 9th Age, and for a little while, he played 9th Age for a while, until he stopped doing that. So the last I heard, he's making Kings of War. I'm not sure if he's making videos anymore, but it's been a while since I've seen anything pop up on my subscription from him. But, you know, back in the day, man, he was the man when it came to making miniatures. He did all kinds of cool stuff. He actually had a miniature that was actually named after me in one of his 9th Age battle reports called Little Cheapskate. It was a little mutant monster creature that he used for his summoning spells, and he used that all the time to cause problems. So this guy here is named Lord Tremendous because this was the same Demon Prince miniature that Lord Tremendous used back when he played Warriors of Chaos. For his army, he had a Lord Tremendous Demon Prince. Well, this is my take on it. It's the exact same miniature, but painted very differently. And so I found this guy. I found this box set used at my local gaming store during an auction I got for like 15 bucks. And then I put it together to make this Demon Prince, and it just looks absolutely fantastic as well. So that is my Lord Tremendous Demon Prince, and that's named in honor of the guy who started it all for me in my whole YouTube career. So very, very cool. All right, so there you have it, you guys. This is the Legion of Chaos for Tzeentch for our army. Now, like I said, there's a lot of points in these guys, and we can divide the points as we want to make our different units. As you can see, it's very, very impressive, very brightly colorful, and ready to bring pain and destruction to the realms of men. So yeah, that's good for this week, guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is invaluable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest greatest news on the hobby aspect of our channel. That's good for this week, guys. We'll catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.